See if everything kicks in. Everything says it's okay. A couple of seconds back. Looks like okay. Well, looks like it's working. It's a Monday, so you're never quite sure if it's going to work or not. All right. We've got a wasp coming in. And we've got a lot of stuff done. Okay, so for the folks who are joining us post live stream, hope you're having a fantastic week. Happy Monday. If you're joining us during the live stream, happy Monday as well. Oh man. All right, so I have been spending way too much time in Space Engineers over the weekend. Basically, I have been going from fight to fight to fight, trying to get this thing built while we're basically just letting everything run. And yeah, so we have actually got quite a bit done. Let's take you through what we've got going on, and I am going to grab a quick bite just so we can get everything up and running. Okay, yeah, should be good. And let's hop out here. So one of the things that we did is I've got my little security drones actually acting as security drones. I basically just set them up with some very basic waypoint navigation. Various speeds. The 5 of them should be around here somewhere. There's one there. We've got one that way, one going around, and then a couple on patrol. So, all right, so let's talk about this thing. We have been doing entirely too much mining. Yeah. But what has come out of that is that we've been able to get some ideas on design on which way we want to go with it. So I think what we're going to do is we'll end up replicating. I've already started replicating a good portion of what we've got here on the other side. I just need to actually finish that. One of the things that we did do is, if you remember when we were talking about it last week, the aft portion behind the captain's quarters became an enclosed lounge area, which I still need to put a door on. I haven't done that yet. Paul, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy Monday. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. But yeah, so we are slowly expanding the ship out, and I'm probably going to change this back bumper area. I haven't decided quite yet what I'm going to do with it, and we still need. Do I want to put speed modules in here? I think I do. Hello, computer. There we go. Let's try that again. Oh, yeah. This thing's getting beefy quick. It's a little bit bigger. Oh, I don't have any plates. And the main cannons have just decided to take a pot shot at somebody. All right. Well, you know, it's all good, I guess. And it looks like my ISP has started in early today. Oh, man. Alright, so you're the one. That should be enough. We're going to go ahead and drop a few of these in. Alright, on. Well, hopefully you get to enjoy your evening then. Time off of work is always a precious thing. Looks like the wasp has gone boom, which is fun. Looks like it might just be armor chunks left down there. You can see the radar's just like, look at all of the stuff. Oh, I need to figure out what's going on with my ISP because they've been throttling much more than normal. I'm wondering if it's just because it's the end of the month. They're like, nope, you get no bandwidth. Anyway, so yeah, we've got a bunch of thrusters. We've got our 4 retro thrusters and all 8 of our primary propulsion thrusters online. We actually have at least 1 lateral on both port and starboard, and I've got several descent thrusters. We've got 4 of those in, but I've only got 1 ascent thruster, which is fine. But that gives us basic controls for what we need. So what we're going to do is I'm going to actually fire this thing up and give it a try. See how well it works. We do have most of our gyros on this side, and I think we may actually have a couple over here now. Do I have any over here welded up? I've got a bunch. Okay, I've got like 3 on this side, which is good. Oh, but yeah, I wanted to give this one a try and see how well it works. Now, the entire interior of the ship is pressurized except for the engineering rooms, which is why these are closed. And they won't be able to be pressurized until the thrusters are completely welded up, which is why we're keeping those doors closed. We do have an airlock entrance up here that we can get into both sides if we need to for some reason, but I'm not expecting that to be a thing anytime in the near future. And what we're going to do here is we're going to say, do I have, yes. You should all be in the group, which means I don't want to see you here or here. There we go. But we are going to toggle these on, because what we're going to do... Hey Howard, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Given the problems I'm having with my ISP, I'm not sure how long the stream's going to be today, but what we're going to do is we're going to try and do a few things, and so I want to get some of this basic stuff done early. Alright. Wait a second. Oh, you separated me from the grid. Nandao. Well, that explains a few things. Okay. Yeah. Bob went rogue and separated us from the grid. Great. Hey John, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I swear I hate Bob sometimes. Alright. Alright, well I guess that makes it easy. That tells us everything's working the way it needs to be working. At least we're not doing weld ups on it, I guess. Alright, so... Oh, got chunky. Did something pop in? No, okay. Well, I guess it means we don't have to actually separate from the grid. Alright, so, what we're going to do is slowly, hopefully, slowly take this thing up. And what we're trying to do is just to get an idea of what what basic handling is going to be. Obviously, I do not want to be picking a fight in this thing. We do not have shields online yet. But this does give us, you know, an idea. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start with some very basic things. We're going to try and keep it inside the shield if we can. Let's just take a look at how it turns. Turning actually isn't that bad given the mass of the ship. So our yaw is pretty good. Roll is not the best. We'll probably need to bring more of the gyros online, which we knew we were going to have to do that anyway. Alright, so let's look at our pitch. Is actually really good. Alright, so roll is what we're going to need to work on. I mean, obviously y'all's going to need it as well, but yeah, it looks like for the most part. Alright, so, and the thing is that we are actually running on just battery power right now. I have the reactors turned off. Do I have a group of batteries? I do have a group of batteries. Okay, so let's bring those over here. We're going to have those switched to recharge. We have a group of reactors. We're going to have those set to toggle on and off. I think that's most of it. But yeah, like I said, we're completely powered battery only. If we bring these guys online, let's see what the draw looks like, because when we were before we were deploying, yeah, with the reactors online, it's not a huge draw. Okay, that's good to know. So what we need to do then is I need to get this ship. Let's get a little bit of help. Yeah, John, I apologize for that. My ISP is being a punk again today. I don't know why they've been throttling my connections as much as they have, but it's gotten to the point where it's really bloody annoying. Let's go this way, because we can actually get out this way. Okay, so what we're going to end up doing is I need to get a connector on there, at least temporarily. I want to be able to pass material in. The question is which one of these are we going to sacrifice, actually? Because none of these are actually tied in right this second. Yeah, not tied in. Not tied in. So what we'll do is I think we'll have to break the network there temporarily. And that'll just so we can get these patched in. And I want to figure out which one is the closest one. It's going to be that one. Okay. So, we're going to have Bob break this. Actually, alright. And then, just so that we can keep things somewhat consistent. Come on. Go ahead and do that. That gets us tied in. Hey Thomas, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Censorship, yeah. Oh. Alright, so what do you need? You need construction components. Just go with construction components, okay. We've been burning through so much material. It's absolutely nuts. Oh. Have you do like I don't know, like 2,000 of those. Alright, what do I have for inventory? I have a couple of interior plates left and a couple of steel plates, which is good, because what we're going to need to do is this guy is going to get a... Is it that one? I think it's this one. Right, is it this one? I forgot which one I put it on. I think it's this one. Yep, it's this one. Okay. Alright, so this person, it's good. Alright. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm actually doing pretty good. I just wish that the stream was not getting throttled by our RSP again. 1, 2, and I want to go. Let's go. I'll do a connector directly on that, I think. There we go. So yeah, we were basically just making sure the ship. And is that going to be 1, 2? So that's 1, 2, 3 above. Let's bring this thing down one more. Just complex. Just gives us a little extra room to deal with, so we don't have to focus so much or worry quite so much about clearances. The Zardos connector pathway? Yeah, I've already subscribed to it. It may or well. I think it is rather awesome. Yeah, sorry, John. Hey, Fal, how you doing? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I even restarted like my entire net, the router, everything, including the PC. Cleared out all of the crap in the buffers and cache and stuff, and yeah. So this is straight up the ISP throttling me at this point. Right to make sure everything was looking good. So I apologize for the inconvenience. Hey, Howard. Yeah, it's an issue on my ISP. They're throttling me. It's the end of the month. They're not supposed to be doing that. I pay entirely too much for my network connection. Unfortunately, we are in an area that has a issue with marketplace competition. Actually, let's rename you. You're going to be... There. And that's just so I can find it. Alright, so that's going to be most of this. Hey man, you always need a place to sit down and think. Oh yeah, it just got ridiculously chunky for no reason. Alright. So this may end up being a shorter live stream than was originally expected. Alright. So the ship is working, which is good. We have some basic weapons on. Those two turrets, I believe, are actually fully welded now. There we go. We're going to do connector. Have use swap. Switch lock. There we go. Alright, so now what we can do is we can drop that. We can set that. So when we're actually connected to the grid, the reactors feed the shield. And that shield just guzzles the power out of our grid. So that's why I'm turning off the reactors. Yeah, the ISPs out here. So basically, what happens is a lot of cities have given up control over their cable systems, the infrastructure, and they're actually managed. They're installed and managed by private companies, right? So what's supposed to happen is that those companies are supposed to not do a lot of the things that they do in exchange for like tax breaks and a bunch of other things. The problem is that if you run into is that if you want to have competition in a particular area, the competitors, because the cities will, like the city I live in, basically won't allow new installation of main lines, right? You can't have, like, if another cable company wanted to come in and run, say, fiber optics through the neighborhood, they have to get permission from the people who own the trenches, which would be their direct competitors. And it's just, unfortunately, there's a lot of this kind of crap in the US as far as ISPs are concerned. It just depends on which city you live in. But because of the fact that all of our services are subterranean, you know, a couple of companies own those trenches and aren't willing to share, or at least aren't willing to share at a price point that would make it viable for competition. So the service agreements for ISPs say that you get like, if you pay for, say, a gig on non-fiber stuff, right? Like on the old coax system, they tell you that's the range. They don't make a guarantee of minimal service. And most of the ISPs in the US don't deal with upload speeds. Like when they talk their provision speeds, they only talk about download speeds. You usually have to go digging. And unfortunately, the ISP that I have has some of the best provisioned speeds for upload. Like, I'm, say, 40 megabit up on mine, and then mine's a gig plan, so it's like I'm supposed to be getting up to a gig download. And so that's how they get you with the contractual language. So they're not failing to deliver on what was in the contract. They're just, playing with the way that things work. So you actually need to be rotated. I'm not quite sure how you got turned around either. Yeah, no worries, Fal. I fully understand. That's one of the reasons why I've actually been talking about going back to doing recorded stuff, is because the ISPs just have been giving me nothing but grief. It's like they have no problem with me uploading, 7 videos a week at 10 gigs of video, but, heaven forbid I do this as a live stream, because I can upload in the middle of the night when no one's using the network. So they don't see it as an issue. Yeah, it's annoying. What was I doing? Build. I have to replace the bulb because for some reason he was installed incorrectly. I mean, I know it's my fault, but left. How do I want to do this? Do I want that to be? I want you to be. Right, so that's right, left. Yeah, we'll do it that way. That's fun. Hey, Paul, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, wait, you were here before. Yeah, Zilch, it really does depend on the state. But it's just, like I said, it's just annoying because of the fact that there is no real regulation on it. Well, there's a lot of regulation on it, but there's a lot of loopholes. So, because of the way contract law works in the U.S., which is a completely additional conversation that I probably shouldn't get into. But I've unfortunately had a little too much experience with the with ISP contract laws. Alright, so you're all in. We can go ahead and get this stuff together. Now we have all that done, we can go. I thought I turned the thrusters off. Guess not. Oh, because I didn't put the groups. We want you guys toggle blocks on and off there. Boop. All right, so we are now officially connected to the actual supply grid, since Bob decided to steal my rotor connection and the rotor and the landing gear. Oh man, I was sitting there, I was looking at it going, why is the ship kind of wonky today? Oh look, it's missing everything. All right. Hey Riley, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So yeah, that's where we are with this particular ship. What I am going to do is, I think, because I have to admit the quality of the stream is kind of irritating me, so I think we may just go ahead and call this one. Oh, it's really annoying, honestly. Let's do a quick. We'll do a quick bow to stern, tour of the ship. We'll show you all the little ins and outs of the place, and then I think we'll probably end up calling this one because like I said, the speed of which our upload is working is not something I want to do. It's causing too many problems, I think. All right, so anyway, let's get in here first. All right, we're gonna go all the way forward, which is where our growing room is. We have the windows looking out into space. This is all heavy armor. This is also all piped into the network. Moving rearwards, we have our water filter and a cooking station. We have both starboard and port access to third on both sides. So we have the bank of batteries forward. We have another bank of batteries mirrored aftwards, with 4 large reactors on both sides. And then obviously the outer walls are the thrusters. We did go ahead and put the rounded blocks in, smoothed out all of this. Things work. Would be fun. I mean, I'll never say no to people liking the video. So one of the things that we did change is there's now a conveyor junction in here. We've got 2 conveyors. That's going to feed some of our, I want to say, dorsal turrets. We have a turret that we're going to be placing up on the top of the ship. And then we have the aft hatch that takes you back outside the medical area. And because that'll depressurize the ship, we're not actually going to use it right this second. We're going to head back this way. I feel bad because I'm not a coffee drinker anymore. I was actually never really much of a coffee drinker. I was always tea. But I actually gave up caffeine, like caffeinated beverages, I want to say 6 years ago now. It's been a while. All right. And then you have a small viewing port in here. There is a secondary access for the starboard engineering section here. We've got for the folks that are into the RP stuff, we've got the bath system. So we have the head and the showers. Upstairs takes you to the command deck, residential, and officer quarters. Downstairs gives you access to the med bay, which is actually where we also have our cryopods. We have the gravity generator, and of course our medical terminal. And then aft access to the loading area, and aft hatch to the engineering sections. So our bridge area is still a work in progress. We've got the helms wheel in just because I think these are absolutely hilarious. But we are using the bridge windows, which are surprisingly durable. I was actually taken back by what their durability is. They're 2.27, where these are 1.7, 1.78, something like that. Yeah, so the edge, it's actually a significant upgrade over the old Windows set. But heading backwards here, heading aft, we have our primary and secondary. Turn on the light so you can see a little. Crew bunk. It is completely pressurized. Captain's quarters with, ship's display. Also completely isolated and pressurized. How do you set up open doors? Usually with sensors. There's actually a couple of ways you can do it. Most of them require mods. The non-modded way is to use a sensor. And what you do is you have that sensor tied to the door that you want to have open and close, and you set your detection range for it to open or close depending on how far away from the door you want to be. So if I wanted to have, say, these set up, I could actually let's grab one of these. I could throw a sensor in right here. Since you have a control panel, let's go. Call that crew rest door, just so I know for sure which one it is. Right. And you're going to need a detector component, which I don't actually have made right this second. But that's okay. We're tied into the real grid. I can actually tell it to do stuff now. So. Yeah, Blip, the buffering issue is actually my ISP. It's the end of the month, and they've decided to start throttling me. So I am apparently a high bandwidth user, even though I'm paying for high bandwidth. Oh, so what we're going to do here is we're going to set this to show on HUD. And I want to set my HUD to show sensor field range, which will show you when you walk into it. You see the like red hue here that you have, that little haze. When you walk into it, it turns green. All right, so here it might be a little easier with the lights off so you can see where it's at. So that's at 5 meters all directions, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to actually set this based off of the directions that we're looking at. So only need it to be, I want to say 1.5 meters. Should be enough. So even if we're crouched, yeah. So even if we're crouched, it'll still trigger. Okay, that's what we want. And then this is the, I want to say that's the top of the sensor. That's the bottom of the sensor. So what we want is to bring the bottom in to probably 1.5 meters as well. As close to, it's got to be 0.1. Bottom extent we want to be, we're going to do 1.5. I think that should, that would allow you to sneak. Oh, actually, no, you wouldn't be. You'll still trigger it. Okay, that's good. 1.75 is where it looks like it actually needs to be, which is fine. We'll go bottom sensor. And then that just takes the ability for you to sneak past it completely out, which is fun. All right, so now that we have that set up, when you're in the bed, those don't generally trigger unless you set it, which is good. Okay. And so what you want to do here is you're going to go into your sensor. You're going to set up actions, and we are going to find our Warship, and we're going to look for a door. Should be crew rest. And you can have it set to open, and you can have it set to closed. Now, I sometimes screw these up as to which direction is, or which slot is which. Yeah, so there you go. So when you're outside of the sensor range, as you can see, the door closed. When you hit into the sensor range, door opens. And that's how you set up automatic doors. That's the easy way. Now, there are scripts that you can set up that will actually monitor door states. So there's actually like airlock doors and things like that that you can set up that will make sure nothing, okay. I'm just trying to make sure that nowhere in here are we going to run into problems with width. There, so if you're the top, that's going to be left. Bring that left into 1.5 as well. Left extent. Let's go 1 point. Actually, let's go 2. And that should. Whoops. Ah, okay. You're doing it the other way. That's fine. We'll go 2 from there, and that means we need to do the other 2 from the other side. There you go. There you go. Awesome, and that way we don't accidentally trigger it if we come up the stairs. Excuse me. No problem, Heel. I understand. Like I said, I'm actually gonna call this one here shortly because it's irritating me as well. How do you build the shield parts? Those are actually in the here. Bring it up here. Those will be in the full assemblers. They have to actually be the full regular assembler. And what you're looking for are the field emitters. And these things are expensive. So, you know, you're talking almost 3 platinum, and you're talking 5 ingots of gold per field emitter. So even the